Want to see some pictures? Great. These are the portraits of the formerly renowned painter known as Louis Wain. Born into a middle-class family and eldest of 6, Louis Wain was often described as odd. As a child, his cleft lip kept him out of school until the age of 10. Thus, he spent most of his youth wandering about the streets of Clerkenwell in London. While walking one day, the sound of a small cat crying drew Wain's attention. There, in an alleyway, he found a small black kitten. He named it Peter, and the two were inseparable from then on. Wain eventually went to the West School London of Art, and soon after began his short and fruitless career as a teacher. His father died suddenly, and Wain was left to support his mother and all of his unmarried siblings. With the toll of these sudden and tragic events, Wain dropped his position as a teacher to pursue his true passion, painting. Working for publications seemed daunting. Finding work was difficult, as was keeping the job. While at work, Wain was delivered a message that his sister Amy, the youngest of the siblings, had been driven insane by the stress of her father's death and had to be committed. Though despite circumstances, Wain's popularity flourished. He was commissioned for portraits and sketches from many different publications and people. He even married a governess by the name of Emily Richardson. It seemed as if Wain's luck was changing. Notably, Emily was quoted in saying that she thought it odd a man would have a cat, and that it did not seem to take very kindly to her. Though sadly, their marriage was short-lived. Less than a year later, Emily died of breast cancer. In her final days, Peter kept her company on her deathbed. This event began Wain's career in cat paintings. Citing Peter as his main inspiration, he moved to New York and drew comic strips for local papers. Tabloids described him as a flamboyant cat recluse. After some bad financial moves, Wain returned to London penniless. He lost all of his money in a risky investment, and worse yet, he lost his beloved Peter. Upon arriving home, he was informed that his mother had passed due to influenza. This must have been the straw that broke the camel's back. Wain continued to paint his cats, though initially they were known to be realist portraits, but as time went on, the cats began to take on an otherworldly nature, as did Wain's behavior. The pictures showed cats walking on 2 legs, playing sports, having tea, and other unnatural behaviors. His mentality slipped into madness. He spent nights roaming the streets, sometimes attacking people, sometimes breaking into strangers' homes and rearranging their furniture, and spending time completing tasks which served no coherent goal. Wain became fervently aggressive and sporadic to the point that his own family had him hospitalized into a ward. There, Wain went unnoticed for years, analyzed by psychologists at the time. When questioned about his actions, he simply stated that Peter had been the architect of everything that had transpired. His doctor's diagnosis was late-onset schizophrenia, a very rare disease of the mind. His hospitalization was publicized by the media. The Prime Minister had him transferred to a reputable mental asylum where he would live to the end of his days. Still, Wain would paint pictures, though one could hardly call them cats. Sharp and protruding edges, monochromatic mosaics, the spirals of orange and red looked more akin to Hindu deities than actual cats. In Wain's final days, doctors found him moving about the woods garden. When questioned about where he was going, he stated that he was following Peter. Louis Wain died in 1939 without a penny to his name.